Alright, today I've got an old junk external hard drive. It does not work. If you see these laying around, pick them up. They're definitely worth it. They're normally real easy to get into. I'm going to break one down for you. An external hard drive, basically normally the way it works is you plug into this, you plug into your computer, and it's an extra place to store files and photos and videos and all that stuff. So if you're a digital pack rat and you run out of room on your computer, people use these external hard drives. This one is not working, so we're going to break it open and we're going to see what we got inside this guy. We got 3 screws on the bottom, plus there's going to be one under there. You always got to look under the labels on stuff when you're breaking it down. So there'll be another screw there. I'm going to take these off real quick. We're going to pull it apart. There's really not going to be much to it. It'll open right up and we're going to be able to see exactly what we got. All right, get those screws out. This thing ought to pull apart pretty easy. There's probably going to be another plate underneath there. There we go. It's trash. I got little pieces of screws going everywhere. And just like I thought, so we got a protective plate here. Got a few more screws to try to do. I'm going to bust those out real quick, and then we'll see what's under the next layer. Got those 2 off. This whole thing actually just lets right out. We're going to have 2 more screws to mess with. So this is plastic. So there's our trash. And we're going to have 2 more. We got one there. And we'll have one on the other side. So. All right, I got these screws out. Now this thing ought to just peel back. If you ever run into trouble, you can pull these little tabs up too. That'll normally help. There'll be a few of those all the way around. A really good way to do it is to basically take a flathead and you can peel those. You can get them up underneath there, bend them back, and that'll separate pretty easy. The same with, you'll see like right there, there's be little tabs, and they're going to be all the way around. Some of them are really easy to get into. Some of them are more of a pain in the ass. We'll see how easy this one is. So I pulled up that first tab. I turned it over and it automatically started to just raise. So this is going to be a real easy one to get in. I haven't pulled it up yet. We're getting ready to. Just wanted to point out, as an external hard drive, really that's probably what we're going to find in this casing. It's probably going to be just that, a standard hard drive like you would find in a computer, in its own case. That and there may be probably some small board section would be my guess up in here. So let's just pull it back. I'll see if I can do it one-handed. I bent that one down, but I just went right here on the corner, started to pull it up, and yeah, there we go. So that worked. And what we got is we have a hard drive and we have a little board. I'll go ahead and separate this, and then we'll do a real quick recap. All right, we got all this stuff laid out. I'm going to go through it here pretty quick. For the external hard drive, there's a little bit of plastic, not much. There's the casing, probably about 1.5 pounds of that. A few little screws. So the ribbon wire, which basically connects the hard drive to this little board. So you get a little bit of ribbon wire. Let's take a look at this board real quick. Board, we've got silver coated pins. There they are. Those are nice. We got a couple of little copper guys I'll pull off right there and there. A little flat pack IC chip. I'm not going to deal with those, but I am going to deal with this little tantalum capacitor, and I've already pulled it off, but I wanted to show it to you, and I wanted to show you how I do it. I couldn't do it with one hand, but I normally will take something like this, and you kind of grab the ends. You don't want to squeeze it too tight because you can bust it or really screw it up. Firm grip, and you kind of twist it, pull it up, and it'll normally break right off. If you're not familiar with these, they bring a very high dollar amount per pound. So they're definitely worth pulling. Problem is, as you can imagine, it takes a shitload of these to make any decent weight. I've never sold them yet. I've been saving them for a long time, starting to get a decent amount, but I always do pull those off. And we got our hard drive. That was it for the board. There wasn't really anything. A lot of little monolithic ceramic capacitors, as you can see those guys on there. The big ones I pull off, the small ones I don't. Let's just for size comparison here. So this is a standard size screwdriver. I mean, you can see how small these guys are. A couple of these I would pull off. Some of these little ones I just don't even deal with. I know some people do. Seems like I ruin them. The original Feats has a good video on how he he kind of scrapes them off. So it has that little board. The hard drive, I mean, it was an external hard drive, in which case it really is just a hard drive. I normally will read the model, and I don't think I did that. Maxtor, never heard of this brand, 100 gigabyte hard drive. So these are real easy. I bust mine, I break mine down. Some people do, some people don't. There's 3 ways you can do it. You can sell them as is, like this. You can pull this board off and then sell it as is, or you can pull the board and then break this down the rest of the way. That's what I do. You'll see there's a few screws that you'll have to deal with to get the case open. A few screws you'll have to deal with to get the board out. The boards are sought after. They're high grade boards on these hard drives, mostly because of all that gold right there, all those gold pins. I'm not really focusing on there, but those are good sized gold pins right there. The hard drive, or the drive, or the board itself. So you get these flat packs. You got a lot of those little monolithic ceramic capacitors again, just all over on that. The casing. So I pull those off. The casing is aluminum, good weight, decent size aluminum. And then inside you see this round thing. Inside there's these things called platters, and they look like really shiny, thick CDs or DVDs. And they have a really thin coat of palladium on them. So I pull mine out and I sell them separately. So that's the external hard drive. Definitely worth it if you see one laying around. They took all of a few seconds, a couple minutes to actually get all the screws off, and not counting getting this thing broke down more. So totally worth it to me anyway. I would definitely keep picking these up. If you see any, pick them up. If you have any comments or feedback for me, I'd love it on this video, on the channel as a whole. Please like, comment, and subscribe. All that cool stuff. Happy freaking scrapping.